Hey everybody, Tactical Squirrel here. I have another episode on Everquest. Wanted to talk more into the upcoming TLP server, which it's going to be Mischief was the original announcement, and they added Thornblade to that, which makes sense, especially considering, and they have the same rule set, but considering how much popularity it is getting, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people coming back to try it out, probably just for a few months, but all the same. And having two servers available, especially if they're limiting them to 2,000 players per server, which they might be doing more, but I mean, I think that's been the standard so far. But here we are 10 days away, and I wanted to get into a discussion about how to start off on this server. And I'd like to have an open discussion. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say regarding how you plan on starting off. I was going to go over what I plan on doing and then talk about other options that I've seen many people do, or I've found a lot of success with myself. So let's get into that discussion. This time around, I plan, and this will be my 5th or 6th TLP, I think. Yeah, 5th. This time around, I plan on starting off with my money maker tunes. And I say that because there is a clear separation between the classes and which ones can make you money, and all of them can make you money. I mean, you can go farm up all the stuff you want and sell it, but there are specific ones that have a that can definitely make you more money than others. And I've got my cleric off of Aradune up. Notice the spelling is incorrect. That is because somebody took the name that I wanted before me, so I cheated and did 1 R instead of 2. So yeah, but first what I want to talk about is the enchanter. I feel like the enchanter is probably, when it comes to making money, there are 3 to 4 classes that can make you a lot of money compared to others. That would be enchanters, druids and wizards, and necros, and I'll explain why. Enchanters, I think, are probably the top of the list because, one, they have the highest. Let's go in character creation, and I'll show you what I mean by that. They have the highest, or among the highest, charisma that you can get. Right here we have 95. If you go with certain classes, you got 115. I don't know if they have high. Yeah, 95. Erudite, 105. Human enchanter, probably. Oh, there's 110. Wow, that's surprising. Let's see. Believe that's all the classes that can do enchanter. Then you have bards. Bards are also a good one for, and I say this because it's important that you have a tune with high charisma, because you want to sell your items for the highest possible price, right? If you get your bag's full of a bunch of vendor trash, the higher you can sell it for, the more money you'll make. I mean, is it a big deal? No, it's not. No, any tune out there, just play what you're happy with, is what a lot of people will say. But in the beginning stages, it does kind of matter. I mean, that extra 100 plat over a couple of weeks can help. I wanted to get into that discussion. Also, a good reason to bring a chanter in the beginning stages, even if it's not the class you plan on playing long term, is the pet DPS. They can enchant and charm and all that kind of stuff. They're always welcome in groups. It's hard not to find a group when you're an enchanter. You'll level up quickly. The faster you level up in the beginning stages of Classic, the quicker you can get to making money. You can enchant items. Jewel crafters are always looking, if they're not an enchanter, jewel crafters are always looking for someone to enchant metal of some sort. Vials of vicious mana and stuff like that. There's always people looking for what is it, bakers, potters, alchemists, all those kind of people. I think maybe not alchemists, but they're always looking for enchantments. Yeah, so I mean, all the way around, it's a good money making class. I prefer, let me get back out of there. I prefer to go with, when I do an enchanter, I prefer to go with a gnome, not just because they're the master race, but because they get the ability to do tinkering. And on live servers, that really doesn't matter because anybody can tinker at this point. But on TLPs, it goes back to the classic rules, and gnomes were the only one in the beginning stages that could do tinkering. And there's a lot of money to be made in tinkering. So, you know, it's always nice to consider that when you're picking your enchanter class. Are there other enchanters with better stat ratios? Yes. Oh, now, if you hear a bunch of noise in the background, it's the rain. I have a window right beside me, and it is getting pelted. There's thunderstorms in our area, so apologize for that. I have actually restarted this video 4 or 5 times, and I finally said, screw it, I'm just going to go. So, that is one of the many things that you can say about an enchanter. Trade skilling, very high DPS when it comes to grouping, crowd control. Yeah. So I'm a boxer. Like whenever I do TLPs, I usually box. I used to 6 box. I got tired of it because of the social aspects. Kind of hard to talk to yourself and you're in your group. I liked grouping with people and getting to know them, so on and so forth. So I busted it back down to 2 boxes. So I plan on using my other box as a moneymaker as well. And just go right on out there, get within the first week, get to level 50, if not the first week, get to level 50, and then turn around and focus on my raid, the characters I want to use, the classes I want to use for raids. So I decided to use a druid for my other class because 1, they synergize well with the chanter in my opinion, and 2, they are, you know, wizards and druids are one of the most sought after. I mean, you're going to need a port. And whenever you start leveling up, you're going to want a damage shield. That extra bit of damage every time a mob hits you is huge when it comes to leveling up quickly. If you don't believe me, just try it. Do a comparison. Level up 2 tunes, same exact race and class, and take a druid with 1, like a level 50, maxed out level druid. Use their damage shield the whole time, and then do it by yourself. And I guarantee you, you don't even have to use the damage from the druid. You could just have them outside a group. Boom, 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 boom. You'll level up twice as fast. So having that druid available, you can even do some power leveling sessions to make some extra money. You can definitely make a ton of money sitting in the EC tunnel, offering ports for an hour every time you log on. You'll make a quick, well, maybe not in the beginning stages, but you'll make a bunch of plat doing that. You can easily make 1,000 to 2,000 plat whenever Kunark hits. The only problem with a druid, it's hard class to solo in the beginning stages of Everquest, and let me tell you why. Druids are considered to be low DPS. Does that mean they are low DPS? No, I think someone who is proficient, understands the class, and knows how to play it can do just as much damage in a group setting as almost every other class out there, with the exception of the Necro, Mage, and Monk. So I don't consider Druids to be a bad class to have in a group. Plus, you got the evac whenever you get up to level. But that's, you know, I digress. I do feel like a druid is a good class for DPS in any group. But I am not the general public. I've been in groups that have just swore up and down they will never use a druid in their group. They would rather leave the spot open until someone else comes along. Okay, so that has been said. I think a druid chanter group does synergize well together. You got the damage shield from the druid helping out the enchanter pet. You've got the dots from a druid that can be deadly over time. You got the mind buff from the enchanter keeping the druid up on mana. The only other thing you could do that would help the druid better is put a bard in a group, and then it's kind of having a bard and an enchanter in a group is not exactly going to be a bad thing, but it definitely would be sacrificing some DPS. So that said, that is my plans. Now, after I get these two characters to level 40 or 50, I'm sorry, I am going to go ahead and work on my main class combo, which will be a monk shaman. Every TLP I've been on, I've never mained a monk, and I've always wanted to. And of course, the #1 class for doing a monk with is a shaman. So I do plan on doing that. Plus, I would like to have the shaman available for alchemy down the road so I can sell some pots. Again, my goal in this server is to make a lot of money. Other classes that I know I will be looking at, and I'm sure many of you are, is a bard. Having a bard, especially when it comes time for the rush to get into Vishan Peaks. Can I tell you how many hours I spent in FV looking for that stupid mob for the key quest? Having a bard when you get to that stage is huge in being able to get to that mob first, because it's a mad dash. When that thing comes up on someone's track, everybody swarms it, and then you have to be the first person there to have the better chance of getting that mob. So a bard, and then of course getting around faster. Silos is the way to go, no question about it. Probably gonna do another druid or wizard, probably a wizard for my other account. That way I can port my tunes back and forth as needed. Now I'm going to talk about a combo. For those of you out there that are not going the same route I am, you're not interested in whether you make a bunch of money or not. You just want to get in for the feels of the TLP experience. I would tell you that a surefire way to make sure that you get groups is to run a tank cleric. No, it's not the most popular, probably. It is definitely not the highest DPS. I mean, you want a duo with the tank cleric, you better be in an undead zone, or a pally cleric, you'd be an undead zone, or an SK cleric, or a warrior cleric. Yeah, you better be in an undead zone. Otherwise, you have no shot at leveling fast. But let me tell you this: the hardest two classes to find when you're putting together a group is a tank and a full-on healer, which is a cleric. You can get away with a shaman and a druid, but it's not mana. It's harder on mana. So having a straight-up cleric is always well sought after in a group, unless they're dunce and they don't know how to play their classes, which happens a lot. So if you know how to play a cleric and you know how to play a tank, and you put those two together and you level, I guarantee you'll never be without a group. It is so easy to find DPS out there. And if you know what you're doing, you don't really need crowd control. You could just put yourself a bunch of DPS classes in your group and go to town. Although crowd control is nice to have. But so that's my thoughts on going into this server and considering what it is I'm going to do to level up quickly, to make some money. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Are you even concerned about making money, or you just want to get in there and get your feet wet and get all the feels goods and so on and so forth? I mean, this is a 22-year-old game, and there's constantly people coming back that haven't played it for years and years and years. So I definitely love to hear you guys' 2 cents and how you plan to approach it. I know, oh, there's another, let me give one more mention too, for money makers out there. Necro. There's some people that just, you can't go wrong. I mean, they both have feign death. They both have the ability to survive where other classes won't. They both have the ability to heal themselves. They both put out probably, arguably, the best DPS in the classic era, and Kunark. I don't think you can go wrong with a couple Necros combined together. But that's got to be your playstyle. It's not really my playstyle. I considered it. I might change and say, you know what, screw this. I'm doing this. But I can't tell you how many times I've lost a camp to a group of Necros that just decided to go in there, and you can't do anything. I mean, they're gonna, as soon as they put that E-bolt on them, it's done. It's very hard to beat them to the punch. So yeah, that's my thoughts, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And leave me some comments below. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, get this message out to get this video out to other people. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this, and make sure you have the notifications bell turned on.